It's natural for people to stay in their comfort zone. When you're able to communicate with others with your first or primary language, you have more control over your expression and your emotions. That being said, I can't deny that there is a connection when I first meet someone of my own race or with the same cultural background. However, I don't consider such connection as strong and significant, because what truly builds a relationship involves much more than speaking the same language. I don't think it will have much of influence on me as an individual because I don't really care. But I can see it has a much larger implication, and I believe the Chinese community as a whole will be treated very differently due to the recognition of their language being a global language. As a math major, my opinion is completely biased, but I believe that math is a separate language that could transcend the language barriers, and I don't think there's much of a difference in learning it in different languages. But I could be completely wrong. I think it serves both functions at the same time, protecting and killing languages. Even without language policy, language would gradually evolve on their own. But with the interference of language policy, I do consider it more of a political tool rather than anything else. Based on my own experience, immigrants' family tend not to fit into the community, the general community that well, or rather, they would be very conservative, hold on to their own cultures and languages, and form an other community among the immigrant parents or the immigrant families. And for parents, most of their attention are geared towards their children, so the majority of them don't have time to adapt and learn new languages to fit into a new environment. So I wouldn't say they will give up their own culture to identify themselves as Americans at all. No, our teachers generally do not do that. I think it's the school policy that they should not talk about anything overly sensitive, anything overly political, so they do not introduce themselves as a different race, for sure.